What's going on, guys? My name is Anders Larsson, and I'm running a YouTube channel where I talk mostly about digital marketing. I have been running this YouTube channel for many years, and I thought that I could scale it up by giving people useful information and discoveries. I receive likes and I receive subscribers, but I was expecting a little bit more. Of course, I earn a little bit of money, but it is not enough to cover all my financial needs, and I'm still dependent on earning money from other income sources that is non-scalable. So as many of you guys, I feel stuck financially. I'm planning to change that, and this is why I have this project that I'm working on, that I'm going to create a module, a social media module, using the HumHub platform. So one of my hobbies that I have is to analyze websites, and especially focus on websites that gain success in a short period of time. And I've seen they use a specific approach that I'm interested in, and my end goal is to create a module that follow that approach, but is also very useful to other people. But I don't think I can do this alone. I need to inspire other people to join this project, and I think it is a very good thing if we can work together. But anyway, let's do this small module that we are gonna use to bridge this module solution that I'm planning to create. So we're going to create a module called Show Videos. There will be a sidebar button, and that button will open a video page. On that page we will see 10 YouTube videos, and we're going to use YouTube API to do that. And I'm interested in knowing how YouTube API works. The plan is basically all this. Showing all the first stage is showing all the stages, and we are gonna begin with stage 2, module registration and discovery. So let's create this folder. I use a software called Mountain Duck, and this is an FTP drive. It is not free, but it only has a one-time payment, and you can use it forever. The really good thing with this FTP drive is that I can browse files, create folders, and do other stuff like it is a normal folder in Windows. So with other stuff, for example, is something very useful, and that is to run batch files. So a batch file will then be able to apply whatever on the FTP drive or on the server side. So for example, I asked ChatGPT to create a batch file that listed all the file and the content of these files. And this is very useful if I want to sync ChatGPT, so that ChatGPT knows how to stay in the lane, because otherwise it can turn in a direction that I don't want. The config file is where I can hook up events, but so far we will only use the main way of hooking up the module. So let's create a text document, and we name it config.php. It starts with a lowercase. Well, let's open it. Then I open the text file in a software called UltraEdit. And this is a very old software, but you can use any text editor. I just like it because it is very quick to open files. It's like Notepad on steroids. And then we have module.php, and you can see that the class is pointing, the class in config.php is pointing to module.php, but it doesn't show .php here. You just add the name of the class. So that means that the file names should be the name of the class. So we have class module, so the file name must match the class, because it is, you can see this is a file path, and this is why the file name must match the class. But anyway, let's create module with the uppercase M, module, uppercase M. And I open it and paste the code, save. And the last thing is to create module.json, and module.json is responsible for assigning the metadata to the module. So this will be a bunch of descriptions, text, titles, etc., that you will be displayed when you list the module. New text file, rename to lowercase module.json. So I have it opened in UltraEdit and I have assigned the code. What I should see is in modules, a module named show videos. What I've learned is that it makes a difference if you click module here or if you refresh the browser. And I learned the hard way that if you want to trigger the right events, you must click modules. Otherwise, it might have problems with the cache syncing, so it doesn't sync the cache correctly, and you get old information or old data. But let's click modules, and we can see show videos here. So let's enable this module. Show videos module initialized should appear in the PHP error log, and I believe it is module.php. So here is the error log. This function is called when we enable, when the module is initialized, because I remember something that enable and disable has their own events or functions. If you have multiple tabs with cPanel utilities open, then you can replace this cp session string found in the URL and then press enter, and it will open the previous utility or tool. Instead, if you log in, then you have to navigate and do a bunch of work to open it again. But if we scroll down, this is the previous module, and that was C files that I did. And that was a beast. It was 4.5 hours long. And here we have show videos module initialized. So I think it is a good idea to clear this log to make it easier. That was stage 2, and we are going to continue with stage 3. I will copy the complete instructions for stage 3, and I will add the current code so that ChatGPT stays in the lane. So I have one small problem, and that is I can't delete the previous module. It is locked. And well, no worries. I just open show files and paste the batch file here. So now I run it, and you can see that it dumps all files, even the bat file, but I have not experienced any problem by also displaying the code for the batch file. So I paste the current code, and let's see what ChatGPT says. I use an application called Limitless that record my voice so that I can use the text in ChatGPT. That is very useful. I noticed that Limitless has a problem understanding some words, and that could be because I have a Swedish dialect. So if I try to pronounce Chat GPT very clearly, then Limitless might understand a little bit what I'm trying to say. Chat GPT. Chat GPT. Well, anyway, stage 3. Create a static page with sidebar entry. So this is the folder structure now, and it's a lot of code. But anyway, let's do step 1, sidebar button. There will be a new folder called widgets. In that folder, we're going to create a text file called sidebar button.php. The sidebar button will have this code. So let's open this file in UltraEdit and paste the code. I suspect that we are going to need an event to make this work, and that is correct, because in step 2 we are gonna hook up the sidebar to an event. So let's copy this and we open config.php. Before the return code, we add this code and remove this one. And let's see, we have show videos module, so I think we can remove this one. And let's see that the brackets match. Yes, they do. Awesome. Okay, so now we hooked the event. Basically, it is using the event chain in HumHub and hook into that event chain so that it can call other code located in our module. So it's basically code discoverability in HumHub. So on dashboard sidebar init, but we don't have this in sidebar button. So I guess we either need to create it in module, or we create events.php, and here we have events.php. So let's create events.php, new text document, events.php, open it and copy the code and paste the code and save. We have the namespace that explains to HumHub where events.php is located, where it should be used. Then the location of the sidebar button, which is a widget. So this doesn't look right. We don't have a module called dashboard. So let's remove this first and see what happens. Now we need to add a controller, and this is basically a page that we can redirect to. Well, it is the controller for that page that we redirect to, and the page we redirect to is a view called index.php. But the controller is basically used to handle interactions or communications between the view and the server. Alright, so controllers, lowercase, video controller, uppercase on each word. So create a folder named controllers. Then we create a file name video controller.php, uppercase V and uppercase C. And I open the file, paste the code. Basically, this is called when we access the route, because there are routing in HumHub. That is basically accessing a URL. So the controller will be called, an action index will be called, and this will access or display the view. So the way you can read this is that we are doing action on this file name, because I don't think you use classes in Vue, in the Vue side of things. So this path might be wrong, because why create a folder named video? But let's create views and index.php. So views and copy. I believe that we have a problem, that this will not work. First I need to check Mountain Duck that it is in sync. Then we need to click modules, and if it vanishes then something is wrong. So that displayed nicely. If you go to the HumHub site, and let's see what we can see. Well, I can't see anything on the sidebar. It's probably displayed here, but it says stream. It says that it should be under video. Right. Wait a minute. If we have video controller, anything before controller matters. So it connects to this string. So that is why we need a folder named video. Let's test it. So views. So it's funny, I have done a couple of modules, but I still make errors in understanding how it works. Okay, so let's make sure that the module lists. Yes, it does. It's always good to check, because if there is something wrong, it will vanish here. Then we go to my spaces, welcome space, still nothing here. It might appear somewhere else, but okay, HumHub widgets sidebar in config.php. Let's see here, okay, no. And HumHub widgets sidebar, paste. What happened? We're opening video controller. This should go in the config. So let's replace everything here and see what happens. We now point to the correct HumHub widgets sidebar. Dashbar sidebar init. We already have an error log. Sidebar button. Let's add this line. Let's do a refresh and hope that everything works. Otherwise we need to check if the module lists. Refresh. And I see nothing. So it could be because sometimes you need to click the modules to update the cache. Okay, so the module is gone. So if we open the widgets, shouldn't we use this? Let's see. Click module. Nope. Okay, it's not necessary to add. I'm not referencing the sidebar class in that file. It only extends the base menu. Fresh. So it says sidebar widget added by show videos, initializing sidebar button. It did call this. So the module doesn't show. And ChatGPT gives different solutions, but these solutions are not that effective. Instead, we should focusing on removing code until it works, and then step by step adding things until it doesn't work. Okay, so now I managed to make it work. And I commented or disabled this code, and I disabled this code. So if we slowly use it, so I have enabled this one. I suspect that is the issue. It is not the correct path, but let's click module. Alright, so that worked. So now I have enabled this code, and I click modules, and it vanishes. So what did we actually use before? Maybe there is a hidden character, because I had that problem before. Let's do this. And replace this one. widget sidebar, no, replace this one. And then we remove this code. Let's see what's up. Save and modules. So problem is this code. Let's check a module that is working, and I created a module called Breaking News, inspired by an existing plugin or module that you could download on the HumHub platform. But let's see, config.php. So this is confusing because this is actually correct. Well, so I thought. I added this, and then now it says this page isn't working. So it's basically the same code. So if we are in HumHub, do we have modules here? Yes. Do we have widgets? So here it says modules, dashboard, widgets, sidebar. Dashboard, widgets, and sidebar. I suspect that ChatGPT actually showed me the correct code. So it is this code, right? On dashboard, sidebar, init, and then copy. But when I do that, I suspect I get an error. If I click module, no, now it works. Jeez. So let's go to dashboard and my spaces. Okay, I totally forgot something. It is this sidebar button. We must enable it. And comment remove. So let's refresh and see what happens. Modules. Let's check the error log. Oh, geez. I cleared the log to get the most recent fresh error logs. So let's refresh and update and see what error logs. Show videos, module initialized. So it might not be on this page, but on the dashboard. Refresh. So sidebar widget added by show videos. Initializing sidebar button. So I talk about how it is a bit confusing if we check the path of the use scenario, but it could be something like that HumHub internally add this, but not physically, maybe in memory, I don't know. Let's see what ChatGPT says. So I'm right to be confused. Really important insight. Why use HumHub modules show videos work even though it's in modules and not HumHub modules. So that's basically the autoloader. So HumHub maps all modules inside modules, protected modules. So even though my folder structure is protected modules show videos, so not HumHub, you can and must reference classes inside it like this. So this is something that I didn't notice before. So funny how that is. So HumHub autoloader is configured to associate the path where we put our modules inside protected modules module ID. So this could be, nah, forget it, I was wrong. I thought it was a security thing, but the modules is located in the protected folder. So I've done everything right, but the sidebar button doesn't show. So the root cause is something with the base menu. Must be rendered manually. Override the run in sidebar button.php. So if we check the old code that worked before and open it. Alright. So this is a controller, this is the widget, and this is my widget. And we have init. This one extends base menu, and this one extends widget. Alright. Function run, render menu. Let's add the run. Click dashboard. An internal server error occurred. Solution: extend HumHub widgets menu instead. Okay, so this is the code that I have now. And now I paste the new code now, before, and now. And refresh, and we have the same error. So let's use some code that actually work. So fix, use HumHub components widget instead of menu and base menu. So let's paste that code instead and refresh, and here we have top videos, video page under construction, guys. Now it works. So you notice that it was in the bottom. So this is we set a sort order and change it to something very low. So if we go to events here, we have a sort order. So let's set it to 20 and let's refresh, and we can see top videos here. So that was stage 3, and stage 4 is add controller, route, and view rendering. So we need to update the views video index.php. So here we have a bunch of dummy data. So I assume if we click the button, it will add this to the URL. So let's refresh and click. So this is what it looks like, and this is what we have in the URL. I wonder if these are proper placeholder. No, it is just an image. So stage 4, I really don't see the point of stage 4. So let's continue with stage 5, integrate YouTube API, display real videos. So maybe ChatGPT wanted me to give a chance to fix the design. For example, it's very close to the thumbnail, but I don't know what ChatGPT is going to generate. Maybe there is a new design. So I think it's better to work with that new design in that case. This is the first time in my life where I try to get a YouTube API. So there is a $300 in credit. So it says that YouTube Data API is free to use, but with a daily quota limit. Okay, it says that I'm seeing the $300 free trial offer because I'm in the Google Cloud Platform console. The YouTube Data API is service hosted on GCP. So I must create a GCP project. So the $300 free trial is a general offer. The free quota is separate, and I don't need to accept the $300 free trial. So I have a Google account, and I'm going to create a new project. So I guess select a project, new project, HumHub show videos, 12 projects remaining in my quota, and I wonder if it will work anyway. Because location was mandatory, indicated by the star above the field, but well, it worked. So then the URL should look like this: APIs, library, YouTube, Google APIs.com, and enable. So let's click select a project and HumHub show videos. So let's try this: view all APIs, and then select YouTube, and let's pick the first one. It is not exactly the same link, but it is version 3. Maybe it is the same link if you check here, but it has some name value queries after. So let's enable. Right, 3, create an API key, and that is under credentials. I may need credentials, it says here, so create credentials. Your API key will be generated. Restrict key. Should I select user data or public data? So search public videos on YouTube, so public. So let's create public data, or select public data, and then next. So I cover the API key for security reasons, but what really happens if I don't restrict the key? So writing this. Why restrict the key if there is daily quota? I'm not paying for it, so I don't risk losing money. Maybe better to not restrict it. I choose to not restrict the key for now, and I may do it in future. So here I have some overview of the data analytics of the API key, how it is used. To see the API key again, I can go into credentials and then show key, and here I have the key shown. Okay, so this is if it is not public data, so I can ignore it. By the way, I found out that if you use Google API to upload videos, then these videos are set to private, and they need a manual inspection before you can set it to public. And I'm not sure if you need to set it to public manually, but this is probably a good thing, because there are many spammers that automate everything and uploads thousands of videos that actually have no value. It's just spam. So I understand Google why they do this like this. So hard-coded API key for now. Let's access video controller, and we are gonna replace our action index method with real API integration. So this is our current video controller. HumHub components controllers. Let's see here. So this is where my YouTube API key goes. We set max results to 10, and we search for digital marketing. And if we use this API URL, that means that the API URL has an API key in it, and we basically do file get contents. So file get contents can either read from the server or read from the URL. The response will be a JSON data stream. Then we decode it so it fits an array or an object. So we need to fix the index as well. So let's go to index. If videos is empty, then it will display no videos found. So videos is an object that we send from the controller. So we should see that when it does the render, it sends this variable into videos that will become a variable in the view. So don't forget to add helpers HTML at the top of the view file. But why didn't you add it yourself? So make sure your server allows file get contents over HTTPS. If not, I might need to use curl. So let's insert the API key. Alright, so I copy the key. Then I select between, is it quote characters? I don't know. And then I paste it. So now I have pasted it, and I think we are good to go. So this will probably not work. I can feel it already in my bones. But let's refresh and see what happens. Page not found. So that could be because we have a deeper problem. If you check modules, well, it displays here. So that works. Dashboard, top videos, page not found. So let's check the error log and enter. Alright, I see the problem. Mountain Duck has not synced. So we need to sync it first. So this is a typical problem with Mountain Duck. It stops, suddenly stops and pauses for some reason. I don't know why. So let's refresh. Yes, guys, it works. And it is 10 videos. So CSS padding inline. So I really wanted padding left. So I guess that if we add 10 pixel padding left, it might fix the issue with the text being too close. So let's fix this on all the items. So here we have the media, and here we have the media body, and we basically add this one to the media body, or this div element. When we refresh now, all the items will have a space between them. So that is great. So how do we get to the overview page? Is it this one maybe? Then that one? No. So I think it was this one, enable APIs and services. And we can see here that there are 5 requests. So if we check this one, we can get more details, and 5 requests. So nothing more to see. 1 hour. Here is the little bit more information. Awesome. I'm really happy that this works. Imagine before we had AI, like ChatGPT or Google's AI, the only way to learn how to do something was to search for code and find someone that had a specific problem, or you had to go into communities. But the problem with communities was that in order to get help, you had to wait. So I instantly wanted help. I wanted help really fast, but I had to wait maybe 1, 2, 3, up to a week until someone responded. So what I did, I signed up to multiple communities and asked the same question on, I think it was 5 to 10 communities. And then someone said something about that and asked why I were on multiple communities. They probably thought that I had a hidden agenda. But guys, I was frustrated. It took so long time. And now we can get an answer in seconds. I mean, ChatGPT is amazing. And you feel like unlimited to what you can do. Something I dream of starting someday is to learn about electronics and robotics, and now I can use, for example, Google APIs, Google AI to upload a video, and it will analyze the video. So if I purchase something, some electronic component, I can get it identified, what it is and what to do. So I don't feel that there are any bottlenecks in doing something, and it's not only me. So I think that future is about to explode with solutions, amazing solutions, amazing progress in science. Now the problem with this freedom is also that it lowers the value of a person in regards to get a job, because anyone can do something using AI. How much am I worth to have as an employee? So the education requirement is going to be higher. It is gonna steadily increase, and there will be longer education to learn more in order to compete. So it is like a wave, and you surf on that wave and you can't stop surfing. You have to learn new things, learn to use AI, learn to use new technologies in order to be ahead of the competition. So the future is actually pretty scary if you think about it. But anyway, this is the end of this video, and do not subscribe unless you are interested in online marketing. If you found some value from this video, then please click the like button so that the YouTube algorithm can help me if you think it is worth it. But anyway, thank you for watching. Take care, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.